Good evening. Welcome. My name is Kwabena. I want to share what I have termed train yourself. Train yourself. Read books, watch videos, listen to audios. Read books, watch videos, listen to audios. The difference between men is the training that they have had. That which trains men is what separates them. The endurance people have is as a result of the training that they have had. For you to continue to focus on your goal, build momentum, and keep going, something should have been put in you. Because it's what you have put in that you continue to put out. And so if you don't constantly feed yourself, feed your mind, develop yourself with good books, with videos that will help you to upgrade your skills and enhance your talent, and with constant audio building yourself, achieving becomes that much tough, because all of us just make decisions out of that which we have put within us. The constant, whatever that we listen, whatever that we watch, whatever that we hear, they affect our output, whether we know them or we don't know them, whether we believe them or we don't believe them. So one of the things that you can do is to constantly monitor the kind of environment that you create for yourself, the kind of atmosphere that you create for yourself. That has to be intentional, so that you are in constant build-up, you are in constant training to achieving your goals, to achieving your dreams, and to becoming better than the previous day, because it is intentional. Nothing just happens just because you wanted anything to happen. If you want to achieve anything with your life, it has to be intentional. If you want to build anything, it has to be intentional. Whether it's finance, whether it's business, whether it's marriage, whether it's academic excellence that you want, whether it's career, whatever that you want to do with your life, it has to be intentional. And one of the best things for the intention to be realized is the kind of environment that you create for yourself, and the kind of trainings that you give to yourself. So whatever goals that you have to create that kind of environment. And so constantly you have to monitor what you're reading, you have to monitor what you're watching, and you have to monitor what you're hearing all the time, because they are actually deciding your results. They are deciding my results. They are deciding the future that I am creating. Because words that we hear, they are the things that build men and women. Human beings are built by words, and so you train yourself with good books. What is it that you have set your life to do? What is it that you think that you want to become? What is it that you think is your purpose, is your calling, is that which you have to be noted for? What books do you think will help you to achieve that? And how many of them do you read every month, every year, every 2 months, every 3 months? They have to be intentional. You have to know, like if you're a business person, if you're an entrepreneur, you have to select the kind of people that you want to read their books. There are people that you would always want to hear what they say, their articles, their books. You want to read them all the time. Maybe you have to choose the kind of people that you want to watch, because you cannot say that you're building something and then you're reading any material at all, just reading fictions and think that you have the momentum to keep going. Because for you to be consistent, for you to set a goal and be consistent and always getting at it, it's not that simple. You have to also, because you want to always unleash the things that are within, you have to always also be replenishing it. You have to always be putting in something, and the best of it is putting in the words. And so when you read books, you constantly read books, they build your mind, they build how you become, how you see life. and watch videos of the topics that you want to see realize in your life. So let's say you want to become a business person, you're an entrepreneur, watch videos constantly. And we live in a time that is very good for us. You can always watch videos on YouTube. You can always go to people's website and watch what they are teaching. You can always, there are so many I think we are in an era of videos, so don't think that you have to just stay ignorant. The data that you have, don't just use them to watch movie. Movie is an entertainment. Once in a while you get some inspiration from it. If you are not a movie producer or an actor, it's just making you enjoy and sleep. But you want something that will add value to you, and those are the videos that you want to watch. Maybe you are a carpenter. Can you watch videos on how people manufacture or make woods? Can you watch something? What is it that you're passionate about? What is it that you want to do? Maybe you're a footballer. Watch videos. Watch Messi. Watch all those guys there are a lot of content on YouTube. There are a lot of content on the internet. Use them as tool to train yourself. Use them as tool to train yourself. Don't just sit down and just be watching anything thinking that your future is going to be different. Let's say you are a lawyer. What is it that you think constantly? Set a timetable for it. From January to December, set a timetable. Every month I want to watch this kind of. First of all, pick your teachers. Pick those that you want to learn from. Get their books. And a lot of them also have videos now. A lot of them have videos all over. Watch them. Watch seminars. Watch symposiums that people organize. There are a lot of things that people are putting out there. Decide what you want and then find the videos on them, find the books on them. Train yourself constantly. Listen to audios on these things. There's no point that let's say you are traveling, you have a car, and you are just listening to only music, chime music. No. Maybe in between, pause, get some audio that can teach you something. Is it about finance? Is it about management? Is it about team building? Is it about product development? Is it about what you are doing? What is it? Is it about some kind of ideas that can help you to become a better person? What is it? There are audios all over. Your phone has a lot of memory, a hard drive. Download some of the audios, not just music. I think a lot of people are addicted to music, but music don't build you. They just calm your spirit, but they don't equip you. They don't get you a lot of ideas, and your mind should always be developing ideas. So one of the ways that you can really almost all the time, set your environment in motion with ideas generation is always trying to put some audio somewhere that you are constantly listening to. And I'm not only talking about listening to preaching. No, the religious boys are always listening to preaching. No, I'm not talking only about that. I'm also talking about the things that you listen to that will enhance your profession, your craft, your career, that which you have committed your life to do. So whatever that you think you're doing, there are a lot of even books on audio that you can easily download from the internet and maybe convert them to MP3 and put them on your phone and constantly be listening to such things. Because that's how you build your mind. That's how you build your empire. That's why, because if anybody can control you, they control you by the thoughts that you're always processing. So watch that. Read good books. Watch videos constantly, and create audios for yourself. It is not going to be simple for you just to get up one day and become very much successful in whatever you're doing. No. Whatever profession that you are going to be, if you're going to play at the top league, you have to create the environment. You have to constantly be listening to something. So of your favorite teachers and of your favorite mentors, you create you get their books, you get their videos constantly and watch them, and you get their audios as well, because this is how you get authority. This is how you become an expert. So that we call something knowledge custodians. Knowledge is always transferred from one generation to the other. Those who get to have the transfer are the ones who are controlling things. So transfer of knowledge is very important, and they are put in books, they are put in the videos, they are put in the audios. So keep your soul fresh all the time. Keep your mind working. I don't try to watch a video of the people who teach me, or read an article, or listen to an audio, or listen to an audio somewhere. I always try to create that kind of because there's so much that of you, always something is coming out of you, that if you don't continue to put more into yourself, you will dry, and you give up and you become desperate and you become depressed, because you're not putting more into you as the way you are letting it go out. Now, all these things that I've talked of, the books, some people are reading, but they are reading books that are not going to change the future. They are not going to improve their future. They like reading, but they are reading things that will never add value to them. They're reading things that don't, upgrade their skill, upgrade their talent, upgrade their character, things that they will become better. They don't. So you see them with books, all right, but they are, some people even have lotto book. Lotto. I like the way they work a lotto. It's graphic or something like that they are checking. It's a book, but it's not adding value to them. So this read, train yourself. Training yourself is a conscious effort. Read books that will change. I'm not talking of the storybook or Chini Achibi or those things like that. They may be good, but I'm talking of books that will get you the skill that can help you to create the future that you want. That can help you to build the personality that you want, because it's very important. So you have to decide. I'm not talking of textbooks. I'm not talking of books that you're reading to write exam. I'm not talking of that. I'm talking of books that you're reading to become a better person, to constantly upgrade yourself. I'm not talking of videos, movies. I'm not talking of that. I'm not talking of entertainment. People are full of entertainment and videos. I'm not talking of those kind of things. I'm not even talking of worship songs. I'm not talking of even preaching. I'm not talking of those. Because a lot of people think that if you have to read any book, then it has to be a religious book. If you have to watch any video for training, then it has to be preaching. If you have to listen to any audio, then it has to be preaching. Especially the Christians. You'll be that much limited. If you're a business person, you want to listen to other things as well. You want to watch the videos of entrepreneurs who have done a lot. You want to watch video of how some products are produced. You want to watch videos of how some things are done. Finance management, you want to watch videos of people's biographies, people who have done something. You want to read books about such things, because that's how you upgrade your craft. You have to be expanded, you have to be knowledgeable, not just that much limited, because that is what creates this kind of desperation in people, because they only limit themselves to very small things that they know, and if you do that, you don't become big, you don't become large. Because the people who are creating anything, you see the people who are creating rocket and going to space and building computers and developing serious softwares and program, coding, those guys, they are not only reading religious books, they are researching, they're developing, they are reading books. And the thing about it is that now you don't have to even, if you're on Amazon, you can get a lot of books for free, or even Google. Constantly be reading something. You go to YouTube, there are a lot of data videos that you can watch, that you plan to always be building, learning. Identify one or two or three or four or five people that you think that inspire you, and continue to watch and study from them. That's what I do. I read about a lot of books, and I want to read the books about, I'm not reading books about surgery, because I'm not a surgeon. I'm not reading books about how to go and win something case in court. I'm not a lawyer. I'm not reading a book about how to become a very good politician, maybe as a hobby, but I'm not reading those kind of books. I'm reading books of what I'm doing at the moment. So I read books about, people who are building businesses, people who are creating ideas and philosophy, breaking things down. I want to know. I read books about history. I read books about science, the future. How do you manage people? How do you build business culture? How do you upgrade your sales? How do you build this? Those are the things that I'm always listening and watching and reading, because nobody is born with anything. You have to build yourself to become it. And the more you put these things in you, the more you continue to build yourself, the better you're going to change. If your future is going to change, I can guarantee you, the quality of information that you're getting, the quality of knowledge that you're getting from the books that you're reading, the quality of the videos, that the information, the videos that you're watching, that you're listening. We live in a very noisy society where early in the morning when you're in the throttle, they put the radio at Peace FM and you cannot even think, you cannot even read a book. It's always about politics, and all those things. You have to constantly set up your atmosphere, your environment, devoid of those things. You want to pick a book and read, knowing that this book, this is what I want to get from this book. This is what I'm looking for, and this is the book that I want to buy. So you go to the bookshop, you go through town, you go and pick. Don't just pick religious books. Pick books that will help you to build what you want to become. For instance, if you're a small business owner and you want to expand your business or grow your business, go and pick books on those. How do you grow your business? How do you expand your business? How do you build your business? Somebody has written something there. Just go and get some kind of, keep your mind working. Keep your mind working. If that is difficult for you, go to YouTube, Google, and type something in YouTube. Look at what information comes out and watch something every day. Even if it's 10 minutes every day, even if it's 5 minutes every day, you start to build up. And on your phone, in your car, get tapes that you're constantly listening. You cannot just put your radio in the car every day on music, or every day on politics or on sports, because they're feeding you. They're feeding you whether you like it or not. They will affect the results that you produce. So if you decide to consciously work on what is training you, you'll become better. So what is training you? Well, men are built by words. We are always built by words. So the words that are building you, those words are going to decide what you're going to become. No doubt about that. Those words are going to decide what to become. And so the books that you're reading, the videos that you're watching, the audios, those that you do for life, not for exam. The books that you want to read, you read those books not for exam, for life. Because that's what I do. Every now and then there's a book that you're reading. Every now and then there's an audio that you're using to train yourself. There are a series. I remember 2004 thereabout, I was watching a lot of this. 2004, 2005, 2006, a lot of Trump's video on Apprentice. I watch it like something. And then later I was watching a lot on Shark Tank and the Dragons Den. Those are the content that we had, so we're watching them. There are a lot of people that we have watched constantly. There are a lot of teachers that we listen to. All your favorite authors, they also have video content now. Go to them. A lot of them also have podcasts, on the internet. Search them and constantly be listening to them. I wonder how much you're going to achieve if the only thing that you listen to is when they are quoting Melchizedek and Moses. No, you live in the current world as well, so you must as well have current information. Don't think that just because you have listened to preaching, your life is going to be better. Some people have just listened to preaching for 10 years. Their still life not going to be, because there's some kind of information that you need from the people who are creating the thing themselves. Somebody is creating a product and he's talking, he's giving a seminar somewhere. Even if you're not able to go for that seminar, just go get an audio of that and listen to the wisdom that they shared. If somebody is very good with, say, building a sales team, and you are a salesperson, go and get some kind of information that they put out there. You never know what it will do for you. So it's not just about listening to because all that we are told is that just listen to your pastor, listen to the pastor and what he's preaching, listen to the pastor that is preaching. See, the fact is that the information that they are giving you is going to be responsible for the results that we are going to get. And so far, the results that we are getting shows that there is something deficient with the kind of information that they have given us. Okay, so what kind of information that will help you to build a strong character? What kind of information that will help you to build your work ethics? What kind of information that will help you to become a better person? What kind of information will help you to pick an idea and develop it into a business, into a product? What kind of information can help you to build a big company, develop a professional life that you're proud of? What kind of information that can help you to build a family, take care of your children, your wife, build a successful marriage? What kind of information? But where are you getting those kind of information? They are in books, they are in audios, and their own TV or their own videos as well. And they don't necessarily just have to always be religious. Okay, that's the thing, because you have some batch who like reading, who like watching, who like audio, but it's always about one particular pastor, and that for me is that much limited, dangerous. When you went to the university, you had about 6, 7 lecturers. Why don't you think that from all the 4 years that you were in the university, they didn't just give you one lecturer, but they gave you somebody who taught you about thermodynamics, heat transfer, mathematics, lab report. They mixed it because they had to produce somebody like that. So you cannot just depend on just one message, and say that this is what I listen to. And then after 10 years, you don't know anything. They mention any time, you don't understand it. They say anything, you don't know it, because your training has been that much limited and little. And your results is just going to come out of the things that you're using to train yourself. And so just do those things consciously. Create that atmosphere in yourself. You're a young man, you have a single room somewhere. That's not the time to be watching all kind of videos. Every movie that comes out, Kunkumbaja, you are watching. Kumawu, you are watching. Nigerian movies, you are watching. All the movies that Jakapia is making, you are watching all of them. And you never watch any video on how to become anything. How are you going to build a future? How are you going to build a future? Because you live in a different time where there's a lot of content. Now, because there are a lot of content, it's also kind of confusing, but you have to choose who inspires you. Who are the teachers that inspire you, and who are those that you can learn from? Your professional life. Who are those that are putting materials there that you can learn from? Go and get them. Because some of them, if you listen to them for 2 months, your whole life will change. Your whole perspective of life will change. You become stronger, you become bolder, you become confident in yourself. You want to try, you want to dare, you want to build something. You become more honest, more credible a person. You start to develop something for yourself because you started to listen and train. You started to train yourself, you started to read books. So get the authors that you want to, who inspire you, and build that content. Because until you put in it yourself, it cannot come out. And that's the only way to continue to build momentum, continue to build the force that will push you into achievement and into destiny. Because it's always what has been put in you and what you have put in yourself. You cannot take those things for granted at all. So create the environment, and it takes a time for you to create that kind of environment that you're really in charge. So you get up in the morning, it's not graphic that you're looking for. It's not graphic. You see, the thing, you want to build something, you have not even built anything. You are yet to try an idea, and graphic early in the morning. Or some people will say read your Bible and take your, what's the other one, read your devotion. So that's the only reading that you do. You read your Bible, read your devotion, and that's it. In the afternoon, you listen to preaching, and then you watch some preaching. That's it. That's a very limited content. That's very limited content. Especially if you're an entrepreneur, that's a very limited content. You want to expand your mind. The internet is a sea of knowledge, sea of information. Go there, go to YouTube, go to Amazon, go to all these places that you can have what you're looking for. So what is it that you want to learn? Decide that. Is it finance? Is it business? Is it product development? What is it? People have schooled themselves how to build a website by just watching YouTube videos. People have learned how to do a lot of things by just watching, studying people. And you are saying that you don't know anything. You can always learn anything that you want to learn if you get committed to it. And there are a lot of people who are teaching a lot of things on the internet, I tell you. So it's a bright day. It's a different time. You can learn whatever you want to learn. You can build whatever expertise that you want. Now you can just go, if you want to listen to Bill Gates, for example, if he's giving talk now, you can watch it live on YouTube or live on Facebook. Anybody around the world that you want to watch, anybody, anywhere, you can watch them. Anybody, anywhere, you can watch them. This is the access that you have. But the fact that the content is there does not mean you will develop the discipline enough to school yourself, to train yourself with that. Because we all have access to it. But the choice is yours. You may be watching something which is not adding any value to you constantly. You're always watching some things that are not adding value to you. And another person may have a whole program. Say that the whole year I'm going to read 5 books on this, on that, on this. Every Saturday, every Sunday, I want to watch these videos. I want to watch 1 hour video of how to build a business. I want to watch 1 hour video on how to become a great leader. I want to watch one hour video on how to even manufacture a car, manufacture an engine, develop a product, how to code, how to build a website, how to sew clothes. What is it that you want to? What craft do you want to get? The contents are there, the books are there, the audios are there. Create that atmosphere all your life. Create that atmosphere by yourself. Don't let anybody, because you have got to spend money on data. If you can go to Vodafone and get the copper, it will help you, especially if you live in our country, because then 200 a month or 250 a month, there's a lot that you can do. You can watch a lot of videos and train yourself, because it's actually, the internet is thousands of universities. You can go to Harvard, you can go to KNUST website, you can go to Lagos, you can go to any university anywhere. Go to their website, read whatever you want to read. You can listen to any businessman's talk anywhere in the world. You can follow every one of them. What else do you want? What else do you want? You just have to have the priority to know that this is actually a training that I'm going through, so I might as well do it and do it well. That's why most people don't know, because you have to build your own university by yourself. Build your own. Decide what you are going to watch every day. Decide what kind of books you are going to read every day. Decide what kind of audios you are going to listen to every day. Decide, because it's you, and depend on what kind of work that you do and what will be convenient for you. I remember there was a time that I was working in a factory somewhere, and every time I would put the audio on in my pocket, and whenever I was standing in front of the machine, I'll put it in my ear constantly. So 8 hours I'm in front of the machine, I'm listening. I was listening to TDJs, I was listening to Masmoro, I was listening to all these guys, constantly listening. So my mind was always coming up with ideas. And when you come home, you're going to read books. Read books. Build the knowledge, because that's the only asset you have. I tell you, if there is any investment that you can do that nobody can take from you, it's the knowledge that you put in yourself. Nobody can take it from you. You're only as weak as the knowledge that you have. You're only as weak as the mindset that you have. And you cannot improve any mindset until you have the information, the knowledge. And so nobody is responsible as you. We all have the same access to the same internet. We all have the same kind of money. We all have the same kind of environment, whether in your single room or in your apartment or in your mansion. You can just put videos. You can put something on. Don't just let them show anything on TV and your children. Decide. Once in a while, put something on TV and say that I want you to watch this guy. I want you to pick a topic and show it to them. Or in your house, the stereo that you have, put some audio on it that is playing every day. What topic that you have, you have to build your own database, and put it there and let it play. Your laptop should always be playing something or watching something that is building you up constantly. Your laptop, your room, your bed should be having books. Your phone should be having books that are building your mindset, developing you all the time. People are creating rockets that are going to the Mars. People are doing serious things, coming nanotechnology, a lot of things that people are doing. Why do you think they are able to do that? It's because of the knowledge that they have. The knowledge that they have. And some of them didn't even go to school. Okay? And a lot of them doing these things is not because they went to school and they learned it. Some of them just schooled themselves. So there's nothing that you cannot learn. If anything fascinates you, go to YouTube. Just tap it there. If the space fascinates you, go and do it. Study. By the time that you put 2 hours every day in it for a year, there is something that you will know that nobody knows. There is something that you will know that nobody else will know. Just that, the videos, the audio. Constantly be listening to something. Never let your car be playing, whether it's Christian music or not Christian music, every time you're playing song. Why? What are you getting? Can you put something that you hear, some line that will change the way you think? And it doesn't have to always be preaching. Sometimes you just have to go and get some audio of some businessman. You have to go and get some audio of some guy who knows how to build something and be listening to them, because they have a lot of data. They have a lot of data. So your book should not always just be Christian book. Jehoshaphat and Methuselah. No, you're not going to do much with those things. Go and get the books that people have written. If you're building something, go and read. Build. Select some few people that you can constantly monitor their thread, monitor how they think, monitor how they do their things, monitor. After a while, you see that you think differently. After a while, you see that no matter the pressure, you are able to still withstand, because you have put a lot in you. You've put a lot of knowledge in you. And that's how you achieve. So achievement is accumulation of data, of information. Achievement is accumulation of data, of information. And you live the I prefer to live in a village if I have an internet than to live in another country where, or live in a city without internet. Because if I have the internet, I can school myself. I can do a lot. I can learn a lot. And that's my advantage. If I have access to the internet, I'm watching things, I'm studying things, I'm building myself, I'm schooling myself, and it's more powerful than all the courses that you're doing in the university. I'm telling you. If you know who to listen to, whose book to read, who to watch all the time, your mind is changed. But if you are the one listening to Peace FM every morning and then going to read graphic in the afternoon and what again? Watch Kukumbaja and football. Listen, the content is not there. If your lifestyle is like that, you have no content. And when there's trouble, you see that you have no content. And you will not be able to build anything. That's the fact. You will not be able to build any business. You will not be able to have the strength to stand on your own. Be honest, even if it's going to take everything that you have. Be critical in thinking. Be solution oriented. These things are you have to put them in yourself. You have to put them in yourself, and you do that consciously. So my name is Kwabena. I am talking about train yourself, read books, watch videos, and listen to audio. Okay, so whatever your life is, I talk about entrepreneurship. So if you're an entrepreneur, read books about entrepreneurship, about finance, about cash flow, about profit, about the industry that you are into it, the product, the services, the technology in the field, how to manage the people, the culture, all those, how to build yourself, emotional stability. Read books about these things. Now, these same topics, if you go to YouTube, you can get a lot of teachings on that. People have done fantastically. The only thing is that a lot of the content are not coming from Ghana or from Africa, but still, you go and learn from them. Learn. Build yourself. It's a whole university. I think it's more powerful than any other. And the same videos. Sometimes you may not have time to watch the videos constantly, but you can download all of them, convert all of them into MP3, and put them on your phone. And so let's say you are in a passenger car, you put them in your ear and you are listening. Let's say you're on your car, you put them there. 2 hours you are listening to them. There are softwares on the internet that can help you to download all the videos and also convert the videos into audios and put them on your phone. These are the things that you have to spend your energy on. These are the things that you have to spend a lot of time on, because those are the things that are going to change the future. I tell you, those are the things that are going to change your future. Because if you continue to watch so train yourself with good books. Watch the videos of those topics that are so much important to the future that you want to create, to the business that you're building, to the family that you're building, to the person that you want to become, the character that you want to develop. Watch those videos constantly. If you can do 4 hours every day, whether in the books or in the videos or in the audio, is up to you. You just have to have your plan. But the essence is that you have to do that. Concentrate your environment. Choke your environment for that. Because we are late. I'm telling you, Africa, we are late. In terms of the knowledge gap that we have to fill. We are late. We're very late. Because most of our people, what is the knowledge? What is it that feed their knowledge? Is either the school they went to or the church that they go to. That's it. Or the radio station that they listen to. That is it. And all these areas are not the information that you can use to create anything significant, I'm telling you. No. You can't create anything significant just because you went to university. They are looking for a job. You know that. They're waiting for the government. So the fact that you have a degree does not mean you can do anything. The difference is how much information that you are putting in yourself and how strong those information are. You know, who is teaching you? Who is your mentor? Who is your teacher? They don't have to be present. They could be living somewhere. They don't even know you. But that kind of materials that they have, the books that they have written, the audios that they have done, those are the things that you're feeding yourself with. Okay, so after having done 2-3 years, so that you're a whole different person now. You see the world differently. You achieve differently. Your work ethics are different. The way you think is different. The way you look at issues are different. It's not because issues have changed, but because you have become a larger. You have become a different person. You think differently. Your mind is strong. You know, so constantly read, watch something, listen to audio. That's how you build your strength. That's how you build your authority. And if you don't do those, and you think that the future is going to be different, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. So look at the environment that you're creating. Create it yourself. How many books are you reading every week, every month, every year? It's up to you. How many articles? It's up to you. Sometimes you don't even have to buy any book. I'm telling you, there are a lot of books on the internet that you can read on every topic. A lot of articles. People have written a lot. Videos, 1001 that you can do. You just have to know, who do you want to meet? I have some few people that I watch constantly, about 3 or 4 constantly. Over the last 20 years of my life, I've had people who have watched their videos, listened to their tapes, read their books. There are many, because knowledge is transferred from one person to the other. Knowledge is transferred from one generation to the other. It's transferred. That's how civilizations are built, you know. So if you invest in knowledge in yourself, nobody can take it from you. And that's what you have to do. If you want to become anything, if you want to build anything, if you want to become strong, if you want to live above all the noise that we go through here. But if you don't mind and you want to watch all the environment, when they come to your room, it's all Chelsea and Manchester United and Liverpool, no problem. No problem at all. They don't see any one book and say, book, I don't want to read any book. Why is somebody? There's not somebody who wrote it. But the football is not somebody who played it. Somebody who write something. I watch a lot of the videos that I do myself. I watch, and every time that I'm watching or I'm listening to them, I've converted some of them into audio. And when I'm listening to, I go back and say, so did I say this? Where did it come from? You know, so it doesn't matter. The people that you're watching, they are studying themselves. They go to watch and listen. Because the thing about it is that the knowledge is a well within you. Some of it that they come not because you are conscious of it. It's a well because you've been putting a lot of things in you. Some words that you use, how you put them together, it's not because you sat down to think through. But it's a build up. It's a build up. So it well out, you know. It comes out like you have like a well. That knowledge is like water, you know. It wells out. So the more you put in you, it flows. It's currency. It flows. That's what they say. Knowledge is currency. It's capital. It's capital. So train yourself with that. Train yourself consciously. Design something. Design something that you can train yourself with the books, with the video, and with the audio. Design is your own plan. Nobody may have that kind of plan. You can say that every Monday I want to listen to finance. I want to watch something. Every Tuesday, this is the man that I'm going to listen to. It depends on what you want to do. But the thing is that you have to have a program and have money to buy something. Data. School yourself. Don't just be lazy, because other than that, people don't study and continue. They don't want to upgrade their knowledge, and they believe that the knowledge that they have is enough to make them successful. That is a lie they tell themselves. Okay, so because until you start to upgrade your knowledge, your life will be stagnant. Your life will be stagnant. And how do you upgrade your knowledge? The books, the audios, the videos. And I am saying that it's not only listening to your pastor and reading all the religious books that they told you to read. That's just one fraction, maybe 2%. There's a lot of content out there that you also need. Because people have done a lot of things without listening to your pastor. If you don't know, people have achieved a lot in this life without listening to your pastor. So if you think that the only information you need is your pastors, there are a lot of people with a lot of achievement who have never met your pastor. and you have listened to your pastor for 20 years, you have not achieved anything. Shouldn't that tell you something? That there is more of information out there that you need. There's more. There are people who are manufacturing things. There are people who are thinking differently. There are people who have different strategies and systems and structures that you have no idea. Those are the people that you want to read their books. Those are the people that you want to listen to. Those are the people that you want to hear what they have to say. So beyond the motivation, beyond the religiosity, there are a lot of information that you need to build yourself so that you can achieve a lot. You can build, because your strength is just in correlation to the kind of information that you have in you. That's the level of strength that you have. The difference between men, the words, the quality, the strength of words that they possess. There's a difference. Because when the issues of life hit, that which will make you bounce back and continue to fight, continue to go, and continue to run, is because you have put, and you continue to put something in you. You are always feeding yourself with information, with knowledge, with strength, with quality thinking. So thank you very much for watching. Thank you. My name is Kwabena.